The Book of Bo, written and narrated by Mark R. Charlton Sr. Chapter 1. Joseph Sidney D.J. Bo Charlton Sr. was the youngest child of 6 siblings. Born to the late Geraldine Miss Jerry Charlton and the late Joseph Sidney Saunders on January 4th, 1972. He was preceded in death by his stepsister, Kia Saunders, and his granddaughter, Jelani Coleman. The Charlton family, along with the long U-Haul moving truck, arrived at 5103 Colombo Street in Garfield Heights at 10:30 a.m. on a sunny Thursday morning, April 1st, 1976. That following year, in September of 1977, Bo was enrolled in kindergarten at Fort Pitt Elementary School in Garfield. During this same period, Bo was also a member of the St. Paul Baptist Church Youth Choir, as well as a regular Sunday school attendee. By the time he reached 5th grade in 1982, Bo would become part of a newly formed rap group known as the Vicious Four, with members Master C, Super Sweet, Tory T, and Bo, who was known as Master J back then. Chapter 2. By 1984, now known as the Vicious Three, with members Master C, Super Sweet, Master J, and under the management of Bo's older brother, Mark C, the group's success would skyrocket during their Arsenal Middle School years after Bo added 3 female rappers to the group. That same year, the Vicious Three and the Lady MCs auditioned and won the role for the Cannon Films movie Rappin', which was filmed in Pittsburgh, PA. Chapter 3. After graduating from Peabody High School in 1989, Bo's love for hip-hop continued, as well as working with some of Pittsburgh's finest hip-hop producers throughout the 90s and early 2000s. But little did Bo know that in June of 1993, there would be a new love to enter his life. Chapter 4. They say you only get one chance to make a first impression during a first encounter. And that first official introduction of Bo meeting Emily and Emily meeting Bo would unfold in June of 1993 at a Garfield Y party. The two would eventually become a couple and spend the rest of 1993 building their relationship from the present and hopefully into the future. But just 1 year later, in 1994, Bo and Emily would go their separate ways, not knowing if they would ever see each other again. Chapter 5. The year 1994 was also the birth of the Garfield Gators youth football program. And by 1995, after a 1-year probationary period, Fort Pitt Field in Garfield would convert into the Swamp every Saturday morning during all Gator home games. With DJ Bo being chosen as the original play-by-play color commentator and voice of the Garfield Gators, along with his hand-picked partner, Kevin "Cakey" McCary, the sports announcing super duo would call the Gator games for years to come, while at the same time entertaining the packed Fort Pitt field of hyped-up Garfield Gator fans. Chapter 6. By 1996, Bo would come to a crossroads and make a career choice that would help shape the rest of his life while at the same time forever cementing his legacy. Tutoring and mentorship was never meant to be on Bo's current, let alone his future agenda. But sometimes when your life assignment is already laid into place, the results become inevitable as the blanks begin to fill in. Chapter 7. Throughout the late 90s and mid-2000s, the Garfield Heights Beverly Jewel Wall Lovelace After School Program, or BJWL, would become the breeding ground and origins of Bo's impromptu mentorship training. Eventually, Bo knew that as each year went by, while serving the children of the Garfield community, he was also serving the parents of the Garfield community. Bo also recognized that as each new group of kids came into the BJWL after-school program, those were new seeds planted, while those kids that went on to the next level have already begun to blossom. Chapter 8. 51st Curb music had always been a part of Bo's vision. It was his way to pay homage to the row house he grew up in, 5103 Colombo Street in Garfield Heights, while at the same time continuing to pursue his love for music under the 51st Curb Music logo. Even after the Garfield Heights housing projects would be torn down amidst the flying debris and destruction, 51st Curb Music would rise among the construction to hear Bo proudly boast, DJ Bo, 51st Curb Music. Chapter 9. Very seldom you get a second chance to fall in love with your first love that's now a lost love. Very seldom you find that lost love, reunite, fall back in love. But 16 years later, on a warm Saturday night in June of 2010, Bo and Emily would see each other at a mutual friend's birthday party in Garfield. What they once had, what they once possessed, that union, meeting, and greeting would be revisited for the first time since they first met. 6,205 days later, Bo and Emily would reunite. Chapter 10. 4 years later, on June 21st, 2014, Bo and Emily would join together in holy matrimony, becoming husband and wife. And from that point, the two will begin to build a family foundation, cementing their legacy for their children and grandchildren. Chapter 11. As the new year of 2024 rang in, Bo would embark upon a couple of milestones. While maintaining his vegan lifestyle, as well as his morning walks and his mashup music mixes, Bo would reach his 52nd birthday on January 4th. Bo would also reach his 8th year anniversary of service at LifeWorks of Western Pennsylvania. But perhaps the biggest milestone that Bo would reach in the year 2024 would occur on June 21st, his and Emily's 10-year wedding anniversary. But just 604,800 seconds later, just 10,080 minutes later, just 168 hours later, just 7 days later, after completing his very last task on his mentorship path, Bo would finish up his work day at LifeWorks on the South Side and make his way back home to Garfield, but not before making his daily routine stop at People's grocery store to play his numbers. Bo will have fulfilled the wedding vow commitment he made to his wife, Emily, till death do us part. Joseph Sidney DJ Bo Charlton Sr. would be no more, as his physical body has expired, while his spirit will continue to remain amongst our existence. Bo leaves behind 5 siblings: Clifford Charlton Sr., Carolyn Hampton, Robin Rawlings of Atlanta, Georgia, Gerald Charlton Sr., Mark Charlton Sr., his wife Emily Shealy Charlton, his children Joseph Charlton Jr., Joasia Charlton, Amber Shealy, Mario Dansby, Mariah Dansby, Amaya Dansby, his grandchildren Mia Dansby, Amor King Sturdivant, his mother-in-law Lou Charles, his uncles Richard Carter Sr. of Los Angeles, William Saunders, Anthony Saunders, his aunts Dolores Oliver of Los Angeles, Vicky Saunders, his stepsister Yolanda Saunders, and a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, and countless dear friends. This concludes the Book of Bo. Once I completed the Book of Bo, it was like a huge weight was removed from not just my back, but my whole body, and my mind was finally at ease, because there were so many distractions, some inevitable, some beyond my control, but there were also some unnecessary distractions. But every time that happened, it immediately took me to Bo's all-time favorite quote from King Timothy Lee. And if you know how it goes. How come I can't be me, you be you, and we be fine? Bo's presence was extremely heavy, and I knew I had the title The Book of Bo right when I could just hear him saying to me, Man, sweet as heck, Mark C. On numerous occasions throughout the process, I felt my brother's company to the point where I was having what I call Bo moments. That's when you're in the middle of writing and out of habit, like you've done so many times in the past, it just happens. Man, let me call Bo to see what he thinks about his own obituary. Imagine that happening repeatedly on a daily basis. But the sweet to the bitter part of that is Bo's spiritual energy is so strong. Whenever I was uncertain about a word or a particular line, there he was, reminding me, man, you won with that one, Mark C. Those of you that really knew Bo knew how he took pride in his music mashup mixes. He was one of the best DJs in the city. Bo possessed several thousand mashup mixes that he created and would oftentimes share them on Facebook. So just imagine how many of Bo's music mashups that we didn't hear, or for that matter, may probably never hear. So the thought then occurred to me, what better way to send my little brother, DJ Bo Charlton, off than with his own personalized mashup of words coming from some of you. So these are some of your comments from Facebook, just moments upon hearing the news of DJ Bo Charlton's sudden and untimely death. In what I call Bo's final mashup. What's in a name? Not just a Garfield legend, but a city legend. What's in a name? This has left the entire Garfield community devastated. What's in a name? This one hits harder. My heart is broken. What's in a name? There's not one time you seen DJ Bo and he didn't greet you with a smile, not once. Garfield, Colombo Street lost a good brother, good father, good friend, Pittsburgh Hip Hop Hall of Famer. We're all literally in awe. Rest easy, black man. What's in a name?